The Rock tipped to face WWE icon in WrestleMania rematch after 22 years by legend. Hello everyone, welcome my channel, please subscribe. The Rock has shifted his focus back to Hollywood since his brief program with Cody Rhodes in WWE earlier this year. However, Rikishi wants to see the final boss return for a blockbuster WrestleMania showdown with an old foe. The show of shows is still 9 months away, but rumors have been floating around that Stone Cold Steve Austin is looking to come back for one more match, though nothing is set in stone yet. CM Punk's name has been discussed backstage as an ideal opponent for the Texas Rattlesnake. As interesting as this matchup sounds on paper, Rikishi wants an old rivalry renewed on the grandest stage of them all. Speaking on the latest episode of the Rikishi Fought to Off the Top podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer pitched the idea of Steve Austin facing The Rock. Why don't we just book the GOAT versus the GOAT, you know? They had Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier back in the day, and we talk about wrestling. Then let's talk about Stone Cold coming back and let's book him against The Rock. You know what, number 3 or number 4? Because every match these two cats, when they bring it and they got together, man, it was always poetry in motion. You always got engaged to, you know, a lot of the footage that's been put out there, and here's a beautiful thing, man, they enjoy working with each other, right? They help build each other's career. Rikishi said a feud between the former Attitude Era stars would be box office for TKO. And I would think Netflix. I would think everybody be happy as hell because these two jokers gonna sell tickets, you know. What's good for business? You can check out the full episode below. The Rock and Steve Austin had one of the most iconic trilogies in WrestleMania history. The two men last faced each other in 2003, which culminated in the People's Champ finally picking up a win over the Texas Rattlesnake. Will The Rock return to WWE anytime soon? The Rock hasn't been seen in WWE since Elimination Chamber, the night he and Travis Scott helped solidify John Cena's heel turn on Cody Rhodes. Many fans were hoping to see the final boss make his presence felt at WrestleMania 41, but that didn't happen. The Rock has some unfinished business with the American Nightmare, after the latter refused to sell his soul to hide The Rock's epic comeback. A WrestleMania rematch 22 years in the making. Could wrestling fans be witnessing the most iconic rematch in WWE history? Rumors are heating up in the WWE universe, and the buzz centers around one electrifying possibility: The Rock stepping back into the ring at WrestleMania for a rematch 22 years in the making. A legendary figure has tipped that this showdown could actually happen, and if it does, it could shake the foundations of professional wrestling. We're talking about a rematch between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, a match that hasn't happened on the WrestleMania stage since WrestleMania 19 in 2003. That's right. 22 years later, fans may finally get what they've been dreaming about: a final, history-defining battle between two of WWE's biggest icons. So, who's stirring the pot? Who believes this match could be on the cards? None other than WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. Speaking recently, Angle stated that if there's one blockbuster match that could truly deliver for fans and make WrestleMania unforgettable again, it's The Rock versus Stone Cold one last time. Let's rewind for a moment. The Rock and Stone Cold had one of the most intense, legendary rivalries in the history of sports entertainment. Their WrestleMania trilogy X5, X7, and 19 is still talked about today. Each match was packed with drama, electricity, and storytelling that fans have rarely seen since. It wasn't just about titles. It was about pride, legacy, and who ruled the WWE mountain. And now, 22 years later, there's talk of it all coming full circle, according to multiple sources, including WWE legends and insiders. There has been backstage chatter about a potential Rock versus Austin rematch. Kurt Angle said in a recent interview that both men are in great shape and have enough gas left in the tank for one final match. More importantly, he emphasized the emotional and symbolic weight of such a match. For many fans, it would represent the ultimate nostalgia trip, the final chapter to the most celebrated rivalry in WWE history. But wait, it's not just a fantasy cooked up by the fans. There's more to this story. Let's take a look at the clues. Clue number 1. The Rock's renewed WWE involvement over the last year. The Rock has made multiple appearances in WWE. He showed up unexpectedly on SmackDown. He's been teasing future matches, and most significantly, he's been involved in storylines with Roman Reigns, his real-life cousin and the face of WWE's current Bloodline saga. While fans were initially hoping for a Rock versus Roman match, those plans may have cooled off. With Roman possibly taking time off, there's a vacuum at the top of the WrestleMania card. WWE could use a seismic, crowd-popping event to draw maximum attention, and nothing would do that better than a rematch between The Rock and Stone Cold. Clue number 2. Steve Austin's training and teasing. Steve Austin hasn't been quiet either. In 2022, he stunned the world by returning to the ring for a match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38, and the reviews? Overwhelmingly positive. Austin proved he could still go, still take bumps, and still captivate an arena full of screaming fans. Since then, he's been posting training videos. He's been teasing more in-ring action, and sources close to the Texas Rattlesnake claim that he's been open to one more match if it's the right opponent. And who could be more perfect than his biggest rival? Austin himself once said, "If I was gonna have one last match, it would be against The Rock." That was years ago, but it may finally be lining up to happen. Clue number 3. WrestleMania 41 needs a headliner. WrestleMania 41 is heading to Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. If WWE wants to create a buzz that transcends wrestling and grabs mainstream media attention, they need megastars, and The Rock and Stone Cold aren't just wrestling icons, they're cultural legends. A Rock vs. Austin main event in Las Vegas would be more than a match, it would be an event. The kind of event that pulls in massive TV ratings, social media explosions, and maybe even celebrities packing the front rows. In a time when WWE is building bridges to Hollywood, streaming platforms, and global markets, this kind of nostalgia-fueled blockbuster could be the golden ticket. What would this rematch look like? Now, let's talk logistics. Could this match actually happen in a physical sense? Let's be clear, neither The Rock nor Austin are in their prime, but both are in phenomenal shape. The Rock is arguably more jacked now than he ever was in WWE, and Austin, at 60, still looks like he could take on half the roster. The match wouldn't be a 30-minute technical clinic. But that's not what fans would want anyway. They'd want a brawl, a story, a throwback to Attitude Era madness with stunners, rock bottoms, table spots, and beer-soaked celebrations. And if WWE handles it right, this match could be short, sweet, hard-hitting, and iconic. Think of it like Hogan vs. The Rock at WrestleMania 18, an atmosphere-driven spectacle that leaves a lasting legacy. WWE legends react. Kurt Angle's comments have sparked responses from other wrestling personalities too. Booker T weighed in on his podcast, saying that match would be insane. If anyone could still steal the show at their age, it's Rock and Austin. Even current superstars like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes have expressed admiration for both legends and the possibility of seeing them go head-to-head again, according to one backstage report. Triple H is not ruling it out. As the chief content officer of WWE, Triple H is known for pulling off fan-pleasing surprises. And let's be honest, this one would break the internet. The Rock's busy schedule a problem? Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The Rock is one of the busiest men on the planet, between movies, TV shows, business ventures, and the recent relaunch of the XFL. His schedule is packed. But here's the twist: The Rock recently stepped back from some Hollywood commitments due to the shifting landscape in the film industry. With Hollywood still recovering from strikes and delays, The Rock may have a unique window of time in early 2025. A window that could perfectly align with WrestleMania season. And when it comes to WWE, The Rock has always said, "I'll always come back for the fans." Will this really happen? We can't say for sure. But the stars are aligning in a way we haven't seen in decades. WWE is hotter than ever. The Bloodline story arc is evolving, new stars are rising. But nostalgia sells, and if WWE wants to go big, bigger than ever, they may pull the trigger. And one more thing, this wouldn't just be a match. It would be a celebration of everything WWE once was and everything it still can be. A passing of the torch, a mutual respect send-off, or a brutal, no-holds-barred fight to the finish. Nobody knows. But the world will be watching. Final thoughts: The Rock vs. Stone Cold, one last time. 22 years after their last WrestleMania clash. A match that defined an era, now poised to define a generation. Kurt Angle believes it can happen. The fans want it to happen, and WWE